Today I want to talk about the year 2023, because this year is the most difficult year I ever experienced in my life. I want to share with you my personal story about the causes of this situation and what I'm doing right now to survive this year. It all started in January of this year, because in that moment, for the first time in a long time, I felt negative thoughts coming back in my life. Negative thoughts like, I'm never enough, you're not worth it. And these were the thoughts I had on that moment in my life. And it's quite logic when you think about the fact that I experienced a lot of trauma in my life. Especially from the age of 7 to 14. It was completely different than to most people I know. When you're new here and watching my videos for the first time, I lived 7 years in several foster homes, which finally causes separation anxiety, insecurity, and also a lot of sadness in my life, due to a lack of understanding the situation I was in. But what people mostly say with trauma is that it will ever come back in your life. But when I was 18, someone was saying to me, trauma will ever come back in your life. And when I hear that for the first time, I was like, nah, that's not possible, right? I already fixed everything in my life. I'm doing a lot of self-development, I'm reading books. So for me it was like, nah, that's not going to happen. Because I did a lot of things to fix my life. And I already fixed everything, right? But with trauma, it's coming back. So on that moment in January, I felt, quite shit. Because I was thinking back of all the bad things that happened in my life. And I was so obsessed with the fact that my life was different. Maybe more negative than the most people I know. And then it went February. And on that moment I was still in a relationship with a nice girl. She was always nice to me. But due to my situation, how I was handling it, how much responsibility I took for my life, which wasn't that much, sadly the relationship ended. So on that moment in my life, I said to friends that I was okay, I felt fine, but I wasn't really happy on that moment. And especially when a relationship of 1 year is also stopping, you think it doesn't really harm you, but finally, it will build up. And on that moment I was also still in my job. I'm working as a marketing communication specialist. And the point is, because I also have this channel and I'm doing a lot of things in my free time, I never take rest. I never take the time to just chill, being in the moment. I was always, my button was always on with everything. I was always thinking in my head with everything what was going shit, And it was really fucking me up on that moment. And this was, I think, around March. That was the moment when it all, went worse and worse. You know how it works, Let's say you have a bucket and you will fill it with water. Every time you're pouring more water in the bucket, it's getting more heavy and heavy, And finally, in one moment, when the bucket is completely full, it's much harder to handle, literally handle, but to take it and walking with it, because it's like 20 kilos or something. And that's the same what was happening with me. Because I was always on, I was always pouring more water in my bucket. It was floated over. And my head was flooded over, because I never took time, to relax, no thoughts, and just chill. And on that moment I also said to my CEO that I wasn't really on the best moment in my life. Also because another thing what was happening was also how I looked at my friends, Because I always have the feeling that I'm different than anyone else. And that's hard when you're having friends who are like doing their things in life, everything is fine. And when you don't have that, it can be hard. And also about how your friends are. Are those friends really the people I want to hang around? Am I getting fulfillment from them? So in that moment I also said to my CEO, like, look, I'm not really in the best moment of my life. So then that sometimes I can be a little bit more quiet, silent. Or that I'm sometimes feeling shit, So finally my CEO helped me with starting a course in how I get love to myself again. Because that was something I was really missing. I had the low self-esteem, like back on the moments when I was in my foster home, when I was the quiet kid. I was that quiet kid again, now with the age of 25. But yeah, that course really changed a lot in my life. But I will talk more about it later on, because there were more things which were not really going well in my life. Because in that moment, as you can see, I have a quite cool apartment, right? This is one of the rooms. But the financial inconvenience I having already for a long time in my life is due to the high costs, my salary as well, So yeah, sometimes it's hard to earn money and save money. So those financial inconvenience situations also not really working on my mind in a good way, And for me, it's not possible to live back at my parents again. So due to the situation I was in with my foster family and foster home. So yeah, I have to live on my own. And the housing market in the Netherlands is also not the nicest. But it's getting expensive more and more every year. And the life in the Netherlands, especially after Corona, like prices are rising for groceries, rent is expensive. And yeah, sure, the quality of life is still good. But that doesn't mean that I am financial free or like financial convenience with my situation. So yeah, all those things didn't really work for me. And what wasn't really a good thing for my mental health. And now I can also make the step to June, where the loneliness went more and more. Because I'm living alone in this apartment. I'm living now in a city where I don't really feel belong, Yeah, sometimes I still have loneliness. And I still have also friends around me right now. But you can be still lonely when you're in a group. And yeah, because of all those destructive habits I had on that moment, I was also doubting about my dreams, about the things I want to do, this channel, all the things I want to do. I want to start my own business. I want to gain financial freedom. I want to travel around the world. I was doubting about those dreams, only because of the bad habits I had in that moment. And in the extent of this situation, I also escaped from things in my life. I think you ever heard about the term of escapism, where you're escaping from your own responsibilities, so you don't really have to think about those situations. So for me, that resulted in bad eating habits, which wasn't really good for my mental health, but also my physical health, But the most destructive one was alcohol, and is alcohol still. Because when I was drinking alcohol, I didn't really have to think about my responsibilities, about the things which went bad in my life, and I was like intoxicating myself on that moment. So yeah, this is still like a month ago when I experienced those things, But yeah, sometimes things can also be good, guys. So I'm going to talk about that. Also, this year was a good year for me. I started a course first from my CEO, which helped me to gain self-love again. I also made a video about it, which you can watch here. But that course really gave me self-love. And finally, when all the bad habits were in my life, I was thinking, I have all the tools in my life to get rid of that bad, destructive habit pattern, I know how I can change this to survive my year. So finally in July, I put my switch off, because I was always on, and I was writing down the things which helped me with get my shit together. So this is how you can survive this year when you're also having a shit year like me. So one of the things which is very important is that you have to focus in the now, in this moment right now. All those things which were happening in my life was due to events which was already happened in my life. It was the past, things that happened in the past. But rambling about those things in the past doesn't really help you, as you can see. So what you can do is trying to focus in the now. What are the things you can do right now, today, to make a little change? To get rid of those limit thoughts, bad destructive habits, and fucking simp behavior, I was a fucking simp. Because yeah, sure, I know I had trauma in my life. And sometimes things didn't really work well. But I am the one who can make a change about the situation. Why should I focus on external factors when I am the one who can make a difference? So the things I did was that I first started with making a planning on my day. And I think this is very powerful because like when you're working as well, working for a boss or something or for yourself, it's so important to have your planning because small checks every time can give you fulfillment and you can like appreciate that you already did things already in the morning or something. So that's what I'm doing right now. Other things I'm doing is that I'm writing down my wins again in life. So these are the things what you appreciate in life. And I can give you an example, which I will show now. And as you can see, I'm writing down all my friends where I'm happy about that they're supporting me. And still my parents are in there sometimes as well, I'm thankful for the day, for that I'm still healthy, and that I can make a difference today. So if you're writing down small wins, is something I also learned in the course as well, I was talking about before, was that writing down small things can already give you a happy mood in the morning because you already feel fulfilled that you did something. And the other things I'm doing right now is also that I started with reading again. So I started with my accountability partner, Nander, again to read every week the same book, same pages, and we're going to ask questions about the things we've read before. So when you're having someone who can help you and like challenging you, you also feel more motivated to, read those 5 pages and just do it. Because when I'm reading normally, I'm feeling normally so chill, relaxed, and also like sometimes very knowledgeable because I learned something new. And yeah, gym is also something which was always quite important for me because now I decided to start with gym in the morning. So normally when I did my work and after work I was tired, it was so easy to, instead of going to the right to the gym, I was going left to home to lay on the couch. But now I made the choice to gym and fitness in the morning. So on 7:30, I started with my workout till 8:30. I'm taking a shower in the gym and then I'm heading to work. And I'm also feeling on work that I'm feeling more energized right now. Much more energized than late on the evening when I was already tired. The other thing I changed for myself right now was that I was seeing friends more often, but the right friends. Still right now I'm seeing some friends where I'm hanging around with, but some of them I'm not seeing that often. And that has a reason, because the friends I get the most fulfillment from are the friends who are really my friends. Because they understand me, understand what I'm going through, I have YouTube friends, guys who are also making videos like me, who are also experiencing the same, sometimes maybe negative thoughts, doubts, low motivation, but also friends who I just like to chill with, go to the beach, hang around, eating together, So now I'm not really hiding myself in front of my friends, but I'm showing myself in the now, showing who I really am with the right friends. And the last thing what I changed in my life was that I'm focusing on my dreams again, on the things I want to do, and I also make a video about that. So now also for this YouTube channel, I want to get the maximum out of it. I want to get the maximum out of this channel, to inspire you with videos like this. My life isn't always perfect, but I'm trying to make my life better. I cannot do that alone. Sometimes you need the right friends around you, the right family around you, maybe even a neighbor who can help you out in life. So yeah, right now I'm going to focus on my dreams. I get the maximum out of myself. Not to show you that I'm capable of, but because deep down I really feel I want to do that. I feel it in my guts. I feel it deep in my stomach, So yeah, I'm feeling happy again. And sure, I think still the trauma and stuff will happening in my life. But it's always about how you handle that situation. Because everything starts with you. And that is also where I'm believing in. Maybe in the start of the year, I didn't really believe in it. Because on that moment, I felt that everything was falling apart. But I learned a wonderful lesson out of it. I am capable of everything I want to do. I am also capable of about my happiness. Yeah, sure, sometimes maybe you need external people who giving you that mindset or helping you with trauma. Sure, that's also important. But you can make a difference for yourself today, because everything starts with you. And sure, you can focus on external factors and blaming everyone else except you, but are you then taking really responsibility of your life? So yeah, this was my video. Just want to share you my personal story and what you can do to survive your most difficult in life, I mean. But anyhow, this was the video of this week. Hopefully it's wonderful. Jesus Christ. Hopefully it's worthy for you. Take care, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao.